if you ever need anything.
Yo, what's good peeps? I have actually had this game close to a month and been slow getting this video out, but I do have to start by saying that Mafia Definitive Edition is a tremendous game. Many people look at Mafia II Definitive Edition and thought that this was probably going to be more of the same, but that was definitely not the case for this particular game. For the most part, they nailed this one, and it still is definitely one of the best gangster stories I've played through in a video game. But still, with that being said, Mafia Definitive Edition does have a few things that have annoyed the hell out of me, and these are the 5 things I do hate about Mafia Definitive Edition.
Number 1.
Okay, so to be fair, Mafia was originally released just before the whole open world game thing took the world by storm. However, Lost Heaven to me is a tremendous location that has clearly had a lot of time spent on it in this definitive edition. Yet you are no freer to go and explore it here than you were in the original game. While the story is great, I do wish that they did open up the world a little bit more just to allow us to explore this interesting 1930s city. I'm sure many people will be shocked at just how linear this game is.
Hey, the car's fine. It's good to get a change from the cap.
You don't have to be nice about it. Sting's a tin can.
Number 2.
We got caught.
I do personally find one of the most frustrating parts of this game is when you are going about your business and you accidentally knock someone over and they report the issue, but you may be miles away from where the incident did take place, but the police still end up chasing you. This can definitely be a pain if you are in the middle of doing a mission, because for the most part, depending on what car you are driving, you can't always outsmart the police when they're chasing you on the road or simply just easily get away. For the most part, you have to depend on these dead-end alleys in order to get away. I probably evaded the cops a couple of times just by outpacing them, or maybe them just crashing into a tree or something, but for the most part I have to drive around in circles for a good couple of minutes to try and find out where those alleys are hidden, and to me sometimes this actually does take away the fun of the police chasing you.
Drive safe. They're still looking for
Number
me.
3.
I like asking questions.
Classic mode for many people is the only way you can really truly play Mafia Definitive Edition, and I do get that. Having a more difficult and realistic way to play the game is a cool idea. The thing is, the driving in this mode is very frustrating. It's not just having to obey the rules of the road or the cops are on your butt, it is more the handling of the cars, which is very, very loose when you are trying to take corners and now you plow into another driver. If I'm actually totally honest with you guys, it's probably the driving itself that I personally don't really like in this game, but when you do add the classic mode to the equation, it's just not the best experience for me personally.
I always thought that to be in a family you had to have more connections. Your brother or your uncle or...
Oh, some guys, sure. Your cousin got made, or you like Carlos.
Number 4.
From Europe, we got the hotshot favorite, Martin Lichtenberg, taking some time out of the International Series.
One of the most infamous sections of the original Mafia game was the big race. The idea of taking part in a 1930s motor racing event to me was definitely a cool idea. The story behind it and the cinematic flair is done very, very well in this new version. However, this was already the toughest section in the original game, and it's probably even more difficult here. You have to win this race and you cannot come anything other than first. Now, I would wager that even those hardcore classic mode fans would have toned it down a little bit in terms of the difficulty for this part of the game. To be honest, as much as I really do hate the driving in this game, I actually did do this mission on my first attempt, so I guess you're wondering why would I put this in the thing that I hate. But I'll be honest and hold my hands up to say that even though I did do it on my first attempt, it was pure luck, and to be honest, I'm currently in no rush to replay this particular mission anytime soon.
Number 5.
Well,
This gripe probably does go hand in hand. The first out of the two is probably the actual combat in this game. At times it does feel like an afterthought with the hand-to-hand combat, because sometimes it comes like it's punch punch dodge, which does get stale after a while and makes any fist fight feel uninspiring. Even if I move to the gun combat, that's also something that doesn't feel quite right. The cover system doesn't always protect you, and even aiming the weapon just feels a little bit off, even if you do have auto aim as an option selected. I just feel whilst the story itself is definitely a pleasure to play, when you do actually get to some of the moments in the combat, it starts to feel like a chore to get back to just seeing what the story's about. The other gripe which I probably do face so much due to not being a fan of the combat is when you do die in this game. You basically have this long drawn out animation and then some long load time before you can actually get back into the action. First couple of times it isn't really a major issue, but if you do die quite a lot doing the same mission over and over again, it will start becoming a little bit annoying seeing the same animation and also this long loading screen. Anyway peeps, that was just 5 gripes that I had for this particular game. All in all, I still feel like this is definitely still a great game. I've seen so many mixed reactions online and quite a few low review scores, which I probably don't really feel that this game fully deserves. I feel like they should be a little bit higher, maybe not in the 9 or the 8s, but probably a 7.5 is probably where I would gauge this game. Also from my perspective, I will say that Mafia Definitive Edition has clearly had a lot of love put into it in comparison to the lack of love that was put into Mafia II Definitive Edition, which we did get a few months earlier. I do feel that they probably did drop the ball with that one, and Mafia II Definitive Edition is probably actually my favourite out of the series, so I was disappointed with how they actually put that out. Anyway peeps, do let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you make of my gripes. Have you had the opportunity to play this game? Is this a game that you're potentially looking to pick up in the near future? And as always, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel before. And until next video, we definitely say peace out, peeps.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.